Hi, welcome to our mini-series, Working Women under the Freelance Creatives Exchange podcast. My name is Yin Ling and I'll be your host for today. And we're very, very lucky to have our guest, Samina Malik, here with us today. So Samina, you are someone that I hope I can be when I grow up. You are a mother of 4.
Yes.
Amazing. I come from a family with 4 children as well. So I love the crowd, but I know that it can be a handful. But not only that, you are a very, very well-known personal makeup coach. And recently you have launched a very beautiful line of customized makeup, right? Or your own line of makeup, yes. I should say. Can you just tell us a little bit more about what you do and your new range of products?
I am, by trade, a personal makeup coach. And what that means is I help women shop for the right makeup, and then I teach them how to apply makeup that best suits them, to bring out their beauty and to make them believe in their beauty. There's a lot of women who, just with wrong makeup techniques, they don't see themselves, they don't see their true beauty, and end up sort of painting a face that is wrong as well, and then they kind of feel like, oh no, I don't like makeup, or I don't look good, and they have this self-doubt, and I want to kill that. I want to say, no, you know what, you're so beautiful, let me show you how to use makeup correctly, and I want you to then see your beauty and believe in it. And I find that it's really important, because when they don't even have their makeup on, right, when they're just natural barefaced, they feel good. They feel actually better because they know they can look good, right? So there's this inner peace and this inner strength and inner beauty that comes out when you actually realize that, I look beautiful. I can look beautiful whenever I want, and I don't have to wear makeup. But when I do, I know I'm gonna look bomb. So that is my business, and I've been doing that for 10 years. And then I created SCEPTR Cosmetics, and that was also based on the needs of my customers and my clients. So as a makeup coach, I go out makeup shopping, I search for products for them, and sometimes I couldn't find the right products that they needed.
Yep.
So I decided to create my own range with my clients in mind.
Yeah, I can imagine that, because even when I go out makeup shopping myself as well, first of all, not being a makeup expert, I don't put makeup on every day. So you've caught me on a very rare day for the camera.
Beautiful.
Thank you. But I, first of all, don't know what I'm looking for when I go out there. And even when I do find something that looks trendy or I go by packaging, honestly. I have to say, I love packaging. It doesn't suit me, and it just sits in the cupboard. I was telling you how I have lost those kinds of makeup that just sits in the cupboard for a few years until I finally decide that, okay, it's old enough that I should throw them out.
Just throw it out.
Yeah.
So that's why you need me, because what I would do is I'll save your money.
Yes, exactly. I think it's a huge industry that a lot of women spend on, but they might be spending on the wrong areas.
The wrong things, yeah.
So on to that, this is actually a very, very competitive industry, and it is very saturated. For you, what were the kinds of challenges going into this? Being a personal makeup coach is one thing, but when you want to start your own range of makeup, that's a whole different ballgame.
It is.
So what are certain challenges that you faced when you were setting this up?
Well, I'm self-funded 100%, right? So I had to use with whatever I had in my pot. Yes. I didn't ask for investment. I didn't go for loans. I wanted to do it by myself. I challenged myself and see how smart can I be. Right? But there were challenges, many challenges along the way. I realized that if I wanted to customize a product, I had to. I was faced with massive MOQs. You have different ways. So you've got the way where you can customize everything, or you do the private label way, where some company has made something already and then just put your logo on it. And it's a lot easier to do, and in terms of money-wise, you don't spend as much.
Yeah.
But I don't want that. I wanted to make sure that I created something that my clients would love. And so then I had to go in deep dive and, put the money where my mouth is in a way, right? Like really kind of say, okay, fine, I believe that I want to create this for them and it is the right way.
Yeah.
So I asked for customized formulas. I wanted to create unique formulas that my customers would love. But then again, it was the money.
Yeah.
It was the money. It was, and it's hard because like I don't have millions here, right? And I'm not being supported by anyone either. So to go into my savings, the money that I saved from my makeup coaching business, it was hard, right? And I don't have like a team. It's me.
Yes, exactly.
So the whole time I'm just thinking, this is a big risk I'm taking. Can I do this? You self-doubt. And then you look at all the competition out there as well. And you think they're doing so well and they're so great. But then, I'd look at my clients and I'd talk to my customers. I'd talk to them.
Yeah.
And I would ask them, I'm thinking of doing this. And they were the ones who gave me the confidence. Like, Samina, you do it because we believe in you. I like, you know us. Right?
Yeah.
So I know that you'll create something for us.
Yeah.
So I have to say, maybe my products may not be for everyone, right? But there is a certain niche market that I have created to. And I'm gonna say this on record. I'm not here to make millions and billions, okay? So if you're an investor looking and thinking I want to invest in, I may not be the company for you. I'm making products that I want my customers to love, and also a way to be able to give back as well. I want to be able to make enough money to give enough money as well, and I want to support other entrepreneurs or budding entrepreneurs in developing countries. So I have my SCEPTR fund for that. That I've created.
So you've already thought ahead to I'm going to have a SCEPTR fund.
Yes, I knew that whatever I was going to do, I have to have this element of giving back. And I know as a woman with the challenges I've faced as well, being alone, I've got kids, I've got limited time, limited resources. I am facing struggles in this world. Can you imagine what the women in developing countries are like?
Oh, yes.
Right?
Yes.
Can you imagine if they are in a position where they need to be financially independent for whatever reason and they can't?
Yes, exactly.
Right? So I said, okay, this SCEPTR brand, the SCEPTR, the name actually is power. It means it's a symbol of strength and power, right? It's what the monarchs hold.
Yeah, I love it.
So I said to myself, this is going to be a symbol of power for all women, right? And that's why I dedicated 10% of all my profits to go to the SCEPTR fund. So that becomes the seed money for her to start her journey of financial independence.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that is, So like I said, I'm not here to make millions. I'm actually here to give back. So
I'm super amazed at it. I mean, when I first heard the name, it does sound like a very powerful symbol, the SCEPTR. But I didn't know that there was a huge, powerful story behind it.
Yes, there's a massive story behind it,
Wow.
and that we can be each other's scepter. We can be each other's strength.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm really looking forward to that then.
Yeah. The whole website is changing, by the way, so you'll see it come up at the end of this month.
Okay. Wow.
Yes, everything will be explained.
So basically, by the time this podcast goes out, you will be seeing the new SCEPTR website.
Yes.
Out. Yes. Okay. Very exciting. So you mentioned all of this. Definitely, we as a woman, there are a lot of challenges, and we were talking about some of them before we started recording. But for you, having 4 children, being a wife, being a mother, and running this huge endeavor that you have decided to go on, how does your day look like? What do you do every day?
Procrastinate. When you've got so many things in your head, you get consumed by them as well, So I have my kids. I've got to figure out, okay, what are they taking for packed lunch tomorrow? Do they have the do we have the groceries, right? Then like, what time are they coming home? If I have to go out on meetings, I want to be home.
Yep.
You know, I don't want to be late, kind of thing. You know.
Yeah.
Then what are we cooking for dinner? Okay. I need to cook. Is she cooking? Am I cooking? Like, who's cooking?
Yes.
As well, right?
Yeah.
And then, do we even have the ingredients for that? Then also just you know, when they're at home as well, I'm trying not to be on my phone too much, even though there's messages coming in, there's WhatsApps coming in.
Yeah.
Like
Everything's
right now,
urgent, right?
everything's
You know,
urgent.
I
Like,
need
my
attention.
website's going through a redesign, so I'm getting like messages coming in from the developers and the photographers, and you know, and then the kids are there like, Mom, we need this, or we've got homework to do. I'm like, right, I'm here and I'm here. I'm getting to you all. So yeah, that can be quite challenging, the time management, right? And then obviously it could also, you can get consumed in that world even when the kids aren't at home. When they're at school, you're at home, you're alone, you're working. Sometimes your friends are calling you saying, hey, do you want to meet? You know,
Yeah,
and
your
then
social life
the
still has
social
to be
life,
there, right?
Yeah, it becomes so sporadic. Like, when I have time, I'm messaging like, oh, I'm free today. Do you want to meet up? And they're busy now. And I'm like, okay, yeah, I just missed the boat.
It's very important for partners to support each other, and not only for the wife to support the husband in his career, but also how a husband can support a wife in her life and whatever she's wanting to do.
Yeah.
So do you mind sharing with us a bit how your husband, or you feel that your husband is supporting you in your journey?
Well, you know, we are here because of him as well, in terms of he's supporting us. You know, he's the main breadwinner. So in that way, he's been helping pay for the lifestyle so that I can actually go and do this as well, right? I feel like women, we are actually we have a lot of inner strength in us. We're able to figure out where I need to be and when as well, right? So, you know, if he's out working, and he's tired, he comes home, he's tired, then I know, okay, like, you know, I've got to give him time as well and talk to him as well. And then you get that back as well. But there are definitely a lot of things that partners, especially when you start an entrepreneurial journey, what they should do. You know, that they should have this discussion that, hey, I want to achieve this, I want to do this, but I also want to be a wife, and I also want to be a mother, but I also want to be an entrepreneur, or I also have these creative side that I want to do.
Yes.
You know, so it's really important to have that discussion, you know, so that the partners know where, you know, both are.
Yeah.
You know, where both the minds are. Because I don't really see husbands asking the wives, hey, I want to do this job, I want to become like a director, is that okay with you? You know. But I feel like the women do that. The women have to do that. Maybe because they're not the main breadwinners, but there are definitely families where you've got both, you know, both are equally bringing the money in, and it's a joint system. But in my case, it's not that way, you know. So I was able to be self-employed, and give back a lot more, and invest in the company if I had to, then just be supporting myself as well.
So you're like self-independent.
Yes.
In a lot of ways.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, in that way. But if I didn't have him, for example, then there'll be a lot of other luxuries that I wouldn't be able to do.
But I feel that this conversation that you mentioned is very important. I think especially in a very maybe traditional Asian society, it goes unspoken. And it goes unspoken so much that women feel that they don't have that choice. But as we progress a little bit more as a society, and you know, women, like you said, we want our own lives, we want our own career.
Absolutely. I think we want to bring out our creative side as well. We want to show, hey, I'm happy being a mom, and I'm happy being a wife, but I also can do this as well. And having that support from your spouse, who's willing to let his wife show that as well, is so important. You know, because then that way, when you're both on the same page, there's no conflict.
Yes, right? Exactly.
And it's really important. You know, I think it's very important for both parties to be very clear. before they start their journey as couples and in marriage, it's very important to understand, hey, I want to do this. Is that okay with you? Like, this is who I want to do. This is what I want to do.
So it might not be that I'm available 24/7 to do this, you know, like you say, you enjoy being a mom, you know, you enjoy being a wife.
Yes.
But you also enjoy being,
having something for myself as well.
Right.
Like, I think we need to understand that women aren't just about staying at home and that's it. Like, we're happy to stay at home, but then also there's some of us who want a little bit more than that as well. Like, we want to do something a little bit more meaningful for whatever reason, right? And there's nothing wrong with that either.
Yeah. I think it was more of people feel like they have to choose. Like, if they're being a mom, they can't focus on career, and vice versa. If I have a career, I can be the best mom. I can be the best wife that I am.
I think they can do that. I think they can have both.
But I feel,
with the support, right?
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
That's where, like, the wife is there to support the husband. The husband's there to support the wife.
Yeah.
The wife is like, hey, hun, you know, whatever you need from me for you to succeed, I will do. Yes. And vice versa. It should be the same way.
I need you to help me in that way as well. Yeah,
exactly. And obviously making sure that the children are not being affected negatively. You know, both partners have to then work on that as well. Be like, hey, you know, making sure the kids are happy as well.
Yes.
You know what, the parent role is not just given to the woman.
Yes, of course.
It's both. They're both. The kids need both mum and dad. They're both. Yeah, they need both. Exactly.
And we're talking about how I think maybe it's the traditional roles. Maybe we might, as women, just might be a little bit more sensitive to what our partner wants sometimes, you know, in order to support them in whichever role they're playing. But I feel, I'm not married, but I have a boyfriend. I feel the guys need to be told that as a woman, I want support, and you have to support me in A, B, and C. And this is how you're going to do it. Like, can you just help me take care of the kids maybe? Or can you just help me run the laundry this time round? So they're task oriented. You have to tell them what they need to do in order to support you. They say, I will support you, definitely. But then they sit there. They're like, I'm giving you moral support. But I say, no, sometimes we need to share.
It's a give and take.
Yes.
Right? It's a give and take. It's a partnership.
Yeah.
So if you see marriage as a partnership, as that give and take and respect, right? Then it's easy. Then you can work it out, right? But if one partner doesn't respect the other partner, then that can become a problem, right? You know, if one thinks they're better than the other and whatever, you know, then it becomes an issue. So, just moving forward, you need to be very clear, and you need to be like, hey, I'm here for you, and I want you to be here for me as well, you know, and have that. That is the love and that is the respect that all relationships need and all entrepreneurs need. Yes, like that's what we need in order to succeed.
So inside all of this, both in your life as well as I think as you have mentioned with SCEPTR, the mission behind SCEPTR, women empowerment is very, very, interwoven into everything that you do. And I feel a lot of times makeup is seen a lot as a very superficial thing. You know, your customers, they say that I can do without makeup. There's the inner strength inside there. But makeup can just give me the extra, like, I'm going to look fab today.
The extra boost, the extra just energy.
That's right. So, in what ways are you planning to move that forward? Because we see that you are actually trying to push that women empowerment. I think you have your own content coming up about that, right? So what else are you doing in that area?
Well, we have something called the SCEPTRhood Talks, and we have the SCEPTRhood group as well. The SCEPTRhood group was created to have this women supporting women community where we can have talks and discussions about what it's like to be a woman, or sisterhood. It's the concept and idea that we should be sisters to one another, because we can relate. There's something in you that I can see that resonates with me, and vice versa, right? So there's always something that women have in each other that they can resonate with, and then if you focus on that, then you create a bond, right? And then with the sisterhood mentality, you kind of make this commitment that I'm there for you if you need me, right? And part of my, we say at SCEPTR is like your tomorrow, or making a better tomorrow, is because if women support women, then the world can be a better place. I.e., if someone is going through some mental health issues and she's just reaching out to friends, she doesn't have anyone, especially expats, we're alone, right? We're away from family.
Yeah.
Then you've got a community, you've got women who are there for you, you can go up to them and say, look, I'm not feeling good today, and then you've got this community that's going to help. Or we open up discussions about things, like we did one about domestic violence, and then opening that up to just to make people aware, to make women aware that there are people suffering in silence. They may not even say it.
Yeah.
Right? So if some woman is acting up maybe, and, understand that maybe she's going through something, and then have that empathy. Right? And then also if someone is an entrepreneur and she's trying to, she's struggling, especially with COVID, there's things going on, and she's, she wasn't able to achieve the tasks that she was supposed to achieve, or timelines and so on and so forth. And as women, we can relate to her, and we can like, all right, if you need our help, I'll help you. What do you need? We're here to help you. So this is very, very much ingrained in me as well, and the SCEPTRhood group as well. You can find us on our Facebook as well.
It's great. Yeah, I think we'll drop the links to the groups in our description. Yeah. So speaking about COVID, you are taking on, this task of launching your makeup range it's already a huge thing in normal times. But not that you chose it. You're dealing with it right now in a very unprecedented, in a very uncertain time. Yeah. Did you have to change your plans? Did you have to change the way that you do things? Like, how did it affect?
So I was planning to launch my glosses.
Beautiful white ones here.
Yes, the bright white ones. I was planning to launch them this year. And it was, I think, around the March, April time where I wanted to launch them. But then COVID happened. And I thought, this is not the right time to launch. And then also, everywhere, all production had shut down as well, right?
Yes,
so
that's right.
Everything was delayed. Samples were delayed as well. Couldn't do it then. So it was hard. You have these plans, but they didn't work out. But sometimes there's a silver lining, and you've got to search for that silver lining. So I thought, okay, we can't even meet people. People can't try on the lipsticks anymore.
Yes.
Right?
They're all off the shelves.
Exactly.
Testers,
So So it was really difficult. So that's when I started doing the SCEPTR talks on IG as well. We did the live talks as well on there. And then also I discovered something which is quite interesting.
Do tell.
Okay. So I discovered that my lipsticks, because they're transfer free, they don't come off. When you put the masks on, your lipstick stays on. There is no stain. So so this became huge.
Yes.
So when I started posting about, look, there's no mark, it became this like the best lipstick for COVID. And so I started getting orders then more, because the fact that they were perfect to wear under your masks. They don't smear off, they don't come off, and then when phase 2 opened up, right? Then people are going out and meeting friends, going for dinners. They can still have a nice lipstick on.
Yes,
right?
Because you look nice mask above the mask.
Yes,
and then
but
the
when
moment
you take it off, exactly, it's like, there's no lipstick, just like, there's lipstick there, but it's all smudged all over, right? So,
that's right.
And then obviously you couldn't wear gloss, which is another reason why I didn't launch then. But with the Power Matte, they don't come off, right? They stay put.
Yes.
which was incredible. And
it is amazing.
Yeah.
And
that was a great selling point. That worked for me.
I was just speaking to Jace before this that when I put makeup, usually I'm pretty barefaced most of the time, but when I do go out on a usual day, sometimes I just put an eyeliner and before COVID, lipstick.
Yeah.
But it doesn't happen now because I can't put lipstick,
There you go.
Yes, I have to say, I mean, just hearing that itself, I'm so excited about it.
I had I came off, right?
Yes.
And I was just like, I was going to put the gloss on. I'm like, no, the gloss will get all messy. I'll just stick with my power matte.
I couldn't believe it until I saw, and then, the mask is right in front of her right now.
Yeah.
So being a female entrepreneur yourself, is there any advice or encouragement that you would like to give out to some of the aspiring female entrepreneurs out there?
I would say that now more than ever, it's more important for all women to have some sort of a side hustle. Okay, because we don't know what's going to happen in the future. COVID can happen or something worse can happen in the future, and there's no guarantee, especially if you're married, that your spouse is anyone will have their jobs. We've seen so many layoffs, right? But if you have something on your side that is yours, that you control, then it's different, right? It's important to have something on the side, first of all, to just something for yourself, okay?
Yeah, just emotionally and mentally,
right? Something
retreat to.
Exactly that. This is mine. I created this. That is just very empowering anyway. Number two, it can become a mode of support in unprecedented times. There's something very powerful about that, right? Because you could possibly be in a situation where you had this great job, but then you've been laid off. But you've got something there as well, right? Growing, and it's better than having nothing at all, right? And number three, we don't know what's going to happen to us in the future, right? People come and go, right? And so as women, we need to find ways to make sure that we are okay. And if you have that control, that financial independence, that makes it a little bit more, you feel safer. Right? That if anything does happen to me or to my partner or whatever, I'm okay. I've got this and I can build it up. And also as mothers as well. If you're a mom and
you've got your kids to think
about. You've got your kids to think
yeah.
about, right? Like if anything happens, God forbid, what are you going to do? You don't want to be like living off handouts. You don't want to be like on the dole. You don't want to be, like looking for support. And what if you can't find a job? But if you have something on the side, if you have your own business or something at least that is yours that you could build up, right?
Yeah.
Then it's so much easier, and you just think about your kids, like, okay, at least I have this that I can grow, and the kids will be okay as well. So the world is an uncertain place,
even more so right now.
Yes,
I think it has always been, but I think it's very, very evident now.
Anyone and everyone should have some sort of way to be financially independent, right? Because you don't know what can happen next.
So even for
and take the risk. Yes. Also, like some people are afraid to take the risk, right?
Yes.
As well, and they're like, I don't know if I can do this. Believe in yourself. Do your research. If you're good at something, try it. Try it. It's better than sitting and thinking, what if I fail? What if I fail? Or looking back in years and thinking, oh, I wish I did that then.
Yes.
Right? And I didn't do it. I wished I believed in myself. So if you have a good idea, or if you have the right intention as well, try it. There's no harm in trying. Because even if you fail, it's okay. At least you can say, I failed. I tried, I failed. It's okay. I learned something. Yes. Now I'm going to do something else.
Yes.
Right?
Even if you learned, like, this is not for me.
I'm
really not good at this.
Absolutely. Exactly. That wasn't for me. Or I didn't do it the right way. Or I trusted these people and that was the wrong thing to do.
Yes.
You can get burned, but hey, life is all about learning from your lessons, right? Learning from your setbacks.
Yes. Yeah.
We're always learning.
I feel that
So don't
especially
stop.
so. Yes, especially during this period, I know it's tough for a lot of people out there. You know, not only the uncertainty, some of them financially they have been affected greatly.
Yes.
Very and not only women. You know, even whatever your gender, the financial situation
Yes.
isn't great. The economy isn't great.
Yeah.
It's the same all over the world.
Exactly.
And just having that control, like you said, you know, something to rely on, even if it might not be bringing you millions right now. It might not be something that even your whole family can sustain on. But even if it's bringing in a little bit,
Even if it's a little bit, like, you know, still keep at it.
Yes.
Because you never know that one thing could become that lifeline that
Yes.
no one ever thought of.
Exactly.
Right? It could.
I have seen it happen within this past few months.
Yes,
A couple of my
yeah.
friends as well,
Yeah.
you know, faced it. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So, and then also, you know, even if you're in between things, you know, if you have maintained something, then if you had to go find work, for example, you know, if things that you need to find work, you can show, hey, I did this.
Yeah.
You know, I've got some kind of history. Like, I created this, I sold this, I did this, I got these customers. Like, you've got this proof.
This portfolio behind
This
you.
portfolio,
A lot of
there you
people
go.
keep this and saying like this is just my hobby, but no, these are actually skill sets.
Skill sets,
Yeah.
exactly, that some businesses need. And,
Yes.
you know, yeah, it's a great example of what you can do. Show the world what you can do, women.
So thank you so much, Samina, for joining us today and having this great conversation. I hope you guys, listeners out there, you have learned something, taken away something. I know I have. I feel chills right now. I feel it was a very great conversation that we had. So thank you so much for tuning in. Subscribe to our show, Freelance Creatives Exchange, as well as Working Women, our little mini series over here. Search for SCEPTR. You know, if you need some help with makeup shopping or just some advice on how to do it properly, you can always reach out to Samina over here. Join our community as well on Facebook and Instagram. We have also just launched our TikTok channel, so we are practically everywhere right now. You know, you can't get rid of us. But otherwise, have a wonderful week.